Hello everyone, this is Aether Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. So I kinda also remembered that since I had to do Arena and Arena Assault early this week, I also have to show the replays now, and at least for these, get some commentary on them. Oh, I just got that match. So if I get any more matches after what's shown here, then of course I'll see if I can at least record them silently, even maybe without animations if I have to do it fast. But this week has definitely been quite strange. I've gotten more successes, as you can see, than I've gotten all the previous seasons combined, and I honestly don't know if it's because of my defense is actually scary or if it's people kind of like overreacting to it. But pretty simple team here. This is my setup. It is kind of funny though what my setup does do. It definitely screws some people over who don't know what they're doing, and it seems like a lot of people here don't really know what they're doing. They don't seem to like do damage calcs or anything, because they like plan to do something from my looks, like how I see it, and then they do something else. I don't know. Things have been going on, but here they just get rid of Sheeta, which is okay, I guess. Not the greatest play. They leave out Azura. So in this instance, things are kind of okay for them. It looks okay. Then Nino picks up the kill there, thanks to the help of the Bolt Tower on turn 3. So again, that's kind of a planning thing and damage calculating things. Like, they just didn't do that. And here we'll see they're not familiar with the AI, because they're going to get screwed over by future vision, because this is basically... my setup has a bunch of little funky things that can happen if you don't know what you're doing. So here at this point, they don't have any choice but to basically sack a unit, another unit. Nino just picks up the kill there, and Lilin is stalling like usual. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose to this Lilina because she has Vantage. So, after looking at it, so this Lilina has currently 60 total res. So now I have Hardy Burying Seal on Lilina, because I kind of realized she's not really using Heavy Blade a lot. So I figured might as well, right? Because as we'll see later as well, I get screwed over to Vantage, which I was aware that my team got screwed over to Vantage, but I'm pretty sure if I had Hardy Burying on her, then, you know, they would have approached it differently. But of course, now we get to the memes. So we have this team here. You know, it's 3 + 1/4. They have the stat bonus. Keep that in mind. They have the stat bonus is a 40 + 5 Setsuna. So their objective is basically trying to solo with Setsuna. And well, she looks not too shabby. I mean, 50 speed's no joke. But then you look at my little innocent Nino setup here. So in formation, she's pretty monstrous. Let's look at attack first. Nothing too special. She has 2 adjacent allies, so that's 55 attack. But now let's look at speed. Oh boy. So she has 2 adjacent allies, so that's 50. There's spur speed defense, so that's 53. Dry speed here is 56. I believe, if I didn't miss anything, she has 56 speed, which is pretty funny in formation. And of course, if she gets like buffed by Azura Veronica and there's no panic play, of course, she can get even faster. Oh, jeez. But yeah, and then we look at her range bulk with distant defense. So on defense, we have 2 adjacent allies for 30, 36, 39, 42, 46 defense at range, which is why the Setsuna basically does nothing, which is pretty funny as well. And for res, it's 33, 37, 43, and 47 res. So she's not too bad in formation. It's kind of half trolling, of course. This is minus defense Nino, so after 3.2, she's going to get even more defense and give some even higher attack Brave Bill users a run for their money trying to one-round KO. As you see, they do, they're doing something, like they're trying to get ready, but Tactics Room is screwing them over. They're trying to deal with it. But the problem is they can't deal with it too well because they have 3 of their units affected by it, and they're trying to use the Dancer that has less than 40 HP to get the dance on Setsuna, and they're just burning way too many turns to get set up. This is just poor play on their part. So here Setsuna is able to charge up Luna, and that's what allows her to one-round KO Nino, which is feels bad, man. I can't do much about a Luna proc. But here, nothing too special is going to happen. It's just going to be a little stall troll. This point, it's turn 7, and they just can't do anything about it. They have no chance of beating all my units anyways, and hitting the trap there, and getting screwed over. So, that's first success. That was after my first loss, so this is the next day. Made a few changes. Not really. It's all the same. It's just how I want to configure the whatchamacallit. How I want to configure the setup of like basic structures. But you can see it's a pretty heavily merged team. Seems alright. So they're going for an aggressive play here, which is fine. I mean, they're trying to get set up really quickly. And so they test the trap with Raven, and that lets him get out of there. And so now they can just pick up the kill on Sheeta if they want to, because there's really nothing stopping them, but they're getting set up to take out the Aether structures as well. And they don't have anyone who's going to get hit by Tactics Room until now Ryan, but that really won't matter too much here. So after a bit of setup, also taking a little too long in my opinion, finally go in to attack Sheeta. And they back off like this. Seems alright, you know, it's fine. We got some troll shenanigans. And Legendary Ephraim is gonna go in to take out Lilina. And I'm not sure what they were doing there. Just kind of leave Reinhardt there. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they thought Raven had an assist skill, but he like repositioned, but he didn't. But again, my units are kind of just like staying in place, not moving out too much. And so at this point, you would, I don't know what they were trying to do here, because they knew that they knew that it was real, so they were able to use like Wings of Mercy and stuff, but then they left Azura alive going into the last phase, so a goof again. And then here we get to see a collection of people who just employ the best strategies there are to tackling my team. So 3+1, I don't have a chance. 40+6 versus definitely becoming super popular nowadays. But you're just gonna use this smite here and then get into vantage range. Although, like, that was kind of a gamble, sort of. I don't know. It was technically fine, but because if it wasn't real, then things might have gone wrong for them there. They kind of just went all in on that. I don't know if it would have mattered because she does have brazen attack res, so I'm not entirely sure. And from here it's easy cleanup, so nothing I can really do. Veronica's, I don't know, it's like every time I put in some range unit, as long as they don't do enough damage, they're always liable to become the last unit to just sit around and do nothing, which is always a problem. But plus 10 Surtur, everything looks alright. I mean, like, here they're gonna wreck me again with a tank, so they're just gonna throw in, because none of my team actually nukes incredibly well. Like, maybe if Lona had an AoE special up turn 1, but yeah, it's just not gonna go well here. It's just 1 by 1 wrecked. Of course Veronica gets in there, but not really gonna do much. They can just keep stalling because they also have ally support from Maelcorin, so they have plenty of time, especially since there's Veronica. And they're just kind of trolling, not really. That's what my team does. It does really strange things. But now Robin's in, I think Grima's in advantage range. Could be wrong, but yeah, in advantage range now. So it's basically over. Just gotta make sure they can actually pick up the ether structures, which they will pretty easily. And that won't be difficult. They have plenty of time. Basically, if you have a tank, you just tank, and you have all the time in the world to get the ether structures. So there we go. Pretty convincing loss for us, and here's another convincing loss. This person has a super nice spicy team. So this is a tactics team, and they have a level 3 for it, so they do have a stat advantage. Plus 4 to all stats, which makes them a lot scarier, especially this Kaze, who, as you'll see shortly, is the absolute boss here. So they just have tactics on this team, and they have him ally support of Maelcorin, and he has Goody Boot Plus, so the more allies you have, the better. So he gets plus 4 defense and res from Goody Boot Plus, and he has dual range and all sorts of things, so he's just going to tank like a champ, even though his base defense doesn't look amazing. Cheetah's just gonna get wrecked. Does do a little bit of damage because she is hitting his weaker point, which is defense from melee range, because he's running distant defense, since range units are incredibly common. But I mean, it's just a easy stall fest here. Here, Nino's just trolling, not actually going in to attack. But of course, it's not gonna really do anything because, again, they can just keep stalling. So as long as Veronica's there, they can just keep stalling. You don't have to worry about anything. So Veronica's just gonna hit some more zeros. Can't really do anything. And at this point, it's a super easy win. And here they decide to give Maelcorin the kill, because why not? Helping Kaze become the super tank that hits pretty hard, super fast, and stuff like that. Then we run into these people, which is, again, questionable play. Running armors on offense, not the greatest idea, but I guess they don't have much. Running a Versa again, and Legendary Azura with that Earth Dance. Dance skills do work with Prayer Wheel, so you can use like the Earth Dance seal to get plus 5 all stats without needing any other skills, but investment of sorts. But I mean, here they're just gonna kind of do the same thing. They're just gonna tank with a unit, and but things don't go exactly the way they planned it, I'm guessing, because we're doing a lot of troll shenanigans. Most of the time it doesn't really do much because like usually my units slowly get picked off one by one if people know what they're doing. But apparently a lot of people don't know what they're doing, so a little awkward. So the reason why I'm running healing assist is because for situations like this, it's pretty rare, but it's useful for stalling. He or she is just gonna pick up the kill on Faye. So that's already ripped to one unit. And at this point, it's kind of a stall fest. So now Azura is kind of wild, and this is kind of like what happens to my team. They kind of just get isolated, and things don't go well. Here they go for the kill on, who do you call it? Luna. Nino's gonna rally here, which is for trolling purposes, obviously. And at this point, they just give up because I don't know entirely, because there's some other bug going on. I'm guessing it's something to do with the escape ladder, but anyways, we're gonna move on to this team. This team's 3+1, so again they have the stat advantage, and we have this Brave Bow plus Brave Lyn. And if you remember what I was mentioning before, Nino is a boss, so she rolls like a champ. So I bet they like went in to see like, oh, can Brave Lyn can kill this, and then figure out to their horror that she can't. So they have to open up the weakness, which is legendary Lucina. But of course, there is the tactics room trolling, so they have to take another turn to set up. But I mean, at this point, everything looks okay. Like, not entirely sure why they're using Loki to hold down Lilina. I guess they're scared of Lilina. They really shouldn't be. Here we're just getting some troll shenanigans again. Because this team just likes to stall around and stick together, sort of. They do separate a lot. But because of Tactics Room, and Loki's Thoke, or however you pronounce it, Luna doesn't move at all, which was a detriment to them. But at this point, they really need to get going. So at this point it's turn 7, but because of my trolling, things are gonna happen that they're not gonna like. Until like it's the last turn, I gotta get those kills. So easy kill on Nino at this point with a special. And baited by the trap, and baited again, and it's over. So they give up. Again, taking too long. They definitely probably could have won that with better play, I'm thinking. I'm not sure. My team's kind of weird in that way. At this point, a lot of people have 3+1 forts. So here we're gonna see a pretty similar idea to what people have been doing to beat my team. Just wall. I mean, that's literally all you have to do. Just wall. So they're just going to get ready here to wall and pick up the ether structures as well. I switched the tactics room around with the ether structure, so I figured it might be a little more like, it might do something. It hasn't really done anything. But here they're just going to tank with Halloween Jacob, and because of my trolling shenanigans, he's kind of sticking together, not quite, but they're just gonna continue walling with Halloween Jacob, pretty standard stuff. And there's nothing I can really do, just troll. Pick up the easy kill there, and they get baited by the trap. Doesn't really matter to them because Erica's gonna be able to tank regardless. Nino's rallying the troll again. It's just a troll fest, nothing too special. At this point, it really doesn't matter because now Nino's the last one on the team, so she's just gonna get wrecked, and it's a pretty easy win for them. And this was recent, so let's check it out, I guess. I can guess how he won this one. 40 plus 5, 40 plus 2, with hardy bearing as well. So I can see how they're gonna win this. It's pretty trivial. A lot of people seem to place their panic mana around where my units are, so I really don't care much about field buffs. Which is why I'm thinking about getting rid of Veronica on my team and using someone else. As you can see there, Ophelia barely picks up the kill on Nino, actually. If she didn't have the fort bonus, she wouldn't have been able to do it. As far as I'm concerned, I think so. Which would have been a troll. Again, if she didn't have Hardy Bearing, the Nino would have been able to probably Vantage kill. So, Hardy Bearing Ophelia is super solid. I'm pretty sure at this point, I actually want to check something real quick. Yeah, she has Hardy Bearing. So, Legendary Lucina cannot pick up a kill on anyone. She was dead, man. At this point, my team's just too broken up. It's really easy to pick them off. And it should be a pretty easy win. And because there's TA, it's a pretty easy win from here for them. Going to the last turn. Yeah, nothing too special. That's, again, just solid nuking. I can't really do much about those teams until I get a level up to my fort. I think I'm going to be saving up for the defensive fort right now. Technically, I could push for tier 20, but I don't think it's worth the brain damage right now. Because, sure, I'd get 10 more stones every week, which is huge in the long run. But in the short term, I definitely want to just have fun building a defense team. So I'm prioritizing going for the rushing, rushing the next level on my defensive fort to maybe do a little better. Because as more people get level 3+1 forts on offense, there's no way I can get into tier 20 if I don't have it good defense. Because if you're not using blessings like me, it's literally impossible. So if you keep getting defense losses every day and such, and keep losing stuff. So I think I'm gonna just switch this back for the funsies. It really doesn't matter. I can get like some extra merges on Sheeta and get a merge on Lilina. None of it really will matter. I'm considering how I can maybe use Legendary Zero on my team. The thing is, I don't have anything too threatening to nuke with. Like, I don't know, man. We'll see. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Aether Dragon. And I guess if there's more replays, there'll be a silent clip after this of those replays. But until next time, this is Aether Dragon, and I'm repeating my outro lines over and over, so I'm just gonna say bye. So I know I said there was gonna be no commentary for this, but turns out I managed to squeeze in a window right before the end of the season, so let's get started. As expected, I am now finally actually facing people who know how to tackle my team. So it's just some good constructive shenanigans. But I think the big thing right now is the fort level difference. Because as long as I'm 2+1, it's incredibly hard to actually pull off wins against good teams. And for example, this 74 attack casually, I mean, it would still be 70 attack without the fort bonus. So just solid stuff. I mean, as you'll see here, this team would definitely lose to some other teams I've seen before. But again, this is only one of their teams, so that's the thing about Aether Raids defense is assuming people actually kind of try hard and make multiple good teams, it's really hard to counter against all of them, and that's the biggest thing where I can't really do much about it. So here, Ophelia can pick up the kill on Nino pretty easily because she doesn't have that much res. I don't have that much res investment. It's mostly more defense investment, which is why she ironically, I think, has more, whatchamacallit, ironically has more defense than res, I believe, enemy phase, but, here, I don't know if they knew they could manipulate the AI like that, but, Lilna didn't use drawback because the snowman was there. I'll just say that. Which is pretty strong play by their part. Allows them to pick up really easy kills from here because of their tactics room. My team's incredibly weak to tactics room on the 5th column. It's just the most popular column to spam range units on, so a lot of people put it there. So here Ophelia is just going to be picking up kill after kill. No problem. Of course, it does come to their 7th turn, but it's a well-played 7 turns, so there's really no sweat for them at this point. It's just casually planning out their turns well. And they get the win. I don't know if they, set it up so the AI would do that, or they would just didn't break it out of fear of what if something crazy happens. I want to keep my ranged unit safe from a melee unit or something. I don't know. But here we go again, going into this team. I don't know why Lilna's red, but okay. So they have catapult there, doesn't really matter. Here we have kind of like the squad. So 2 heavily merged units, especially this Hack-O-Lantern Surtur. Super strong, gotta say. Solid mixed bulk, and no, other than the 4th level difference, no bonus stats. So this is kind of like what actually makes Surtur scary, but not really. He's definitely manageable at these kind of stats. But of course they play it well, and as you'll see here, my team's basically not really made for anything. So I'll be working on it again, probably redesigning it at some point. Because I know this team's really trash. Only people who don't know what they're doing get wrecked by it. Which is kind of basically any decent team. Someone's gonna get wrecked by it if they don't know what they're doing. So, not much of a surprise there. I guess they were just trying to get Veronica out of there from tactics room annoyance. And at this point, they just prepare Surtur to just wall stuff. And this is where my team just does its derpy things. It doesn't really actually do much. So a lot of my units are in the open. I'll have to work on my setup. Maybe I might want to do another kind of funny AI setup, but I don't know. Silly stuff like Nino going over there. Like, imagine if Azura could just, like, I don't know. There's so many funny things that could happen. Maybe she could get Dance and maybe pick up the kill on Noe, but no. It's a bunch of troll stuff at this point. It's like, if you look at the Noe, I could probably 1-round KO Kappa. But I don't know. Like, if I had close counter advantage there, it would have hurt, wouldn't have killed, but it's kind of the same deal. Then we have, was this the same person already? Nope. Alright. I'm already forgetting which ones I've shown already. And at this point, you kind of see the pattern. My team loses hardcore to anyone who has a strong, either a super strong nuke or a solid tank. That's basically all you need to beat my team. I kinda have some color distribution, but like, Legendary Lucina doesn't exceed at killing red units. Nino doesn't really kill blue units if they're reasonably tanky. And Sheeta and Lilna are basically the only decent weapon triangle coverage I have. As you can see here, it's just easy pickings for Faye to just wall. So they're just playing it well here, picking up kills where they can. And Makai is just able to tank this really easily. There's really no problems. At this point, there's not really much my team can do. Legendary Lucina is just going to die by the likes of Faye. But yeah, that nice 111 damage. But there's, again, if you just bring a solid tank or someone who can actually nuke units, like an actually strong affiliate or something, because my team excels at trolling when you can't kill one of my units to start, or all your units are super glass cannons. Like, there's not much my team can actually do to win. Here it's another pretty standard team. Nothing too special other than maybe the +10 Cecilia. But again, you'll see the same kind of stuff happen. Like, as long as you have something that can reliably nuke or wall, it's fine. So here they take out the tactics room so they don't have that annoyance, because 2 of their units gets hit by that. So they're just doing a lot of setup, and not entirely sure why they're using Loki there to block off Veronica, but I guess. So I guess they're going for the bait here. I honestly would have just baited Veronica, because it's Gran Raven. Like, what do you have to worry about? I don't know. But my drawback shenanigan doing its thing. I'm just gonna keep baiting, I guess. So now they're gonna bait Veronica, I guess. It's like Legendary Lucina, if they set it up properly, Legendary Lucina would use Future Vision, and the AI does funny things again, so not looking good. TA Xander almost not picking up the kill, which is kind of awkward. Not sure why they did that. I would have just gone in. I guess maybe she couldn't kill somehow. No, she could definitely kill. I don't know what they were trying to do. But they just literally lost themselves in Aether structure. Unless Cecilia would have died, which I guess maybe. But yeah, overall, it's okay week. I did alright on offense. I had to sack 1 unit for quite a few matches because I just don't have the teams to handle all, like, say, Poison Strike 6 or Pain Plus spam with AoE specials and guidance and Legendary Zero running around with those, with like Earth Dance, so you can't deny the unit that's gonna get danced the buffs. You can't deny it because they're gonna be danced. So definitely tricky this week. I don't really expect myself getting into tier 20 anytime soon, but I mean, looks like top 3k can be a thing for me for a while. As long as I manage to figure out a way to get into tier 20, I can pretty much secure top 3k for quite a while again, until I can somehow get into tier 21, which requires blessings as far as I know, or ridiculously insane RNG with light blessing usage. So yeah, I'll pretty much be trying to get into tier 20, but right now, before the update where you can upgrade your Aether Fountain, it's basically not probable unless you do get something like this kind of start to your defense match weeks. Like the last 3 days I got shredded, which is what I expected. I was like, how am I getting these wins? My team's not actually that good. Like, I don't know. This maybe it spooks people who run Surtur to tank everything, maybe, and that's what scares people off. I don't know. Or maybe it's Legendary Lucina and her Future Vision. They don't understand how it works. Like, I don't know what really actually is scary about this team if you bring a solid general tank. Straight up, some people can even just put an armored unit in front of you to, like, My strategy to beating my own map is using my Effie and just baiting with her. Of course she's blue, so she doesn't as effective, but still. She just walls pretty much everything here. So, I don't know what to say. I'll think of something, because I do have a legendary Azura. I was thinking maybe trolling and using 2, but I was like, I don't really think I can make a good setup with 2, if I'm being honest. So I'll probably just use 1. Probably run like guidance. I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't know if I want to use the dance skill. The dance seal, like Blaze Dance or particularly Earth Dance right now, because it's the only seal I believe at the moment that buffs the highest amount, which is +5 when you max it out. So Gale Dance I believe is up to +4, and Blaze Dance is also up to +4, but Earth Dance and I think it's Torrent Dance for res buffs +5, which is why I see people running Earth Dance 3 on their legendary Azuras in Aether Raids, and it's just a solid +5 to all stats. It's not +6 or +7, but it's consistent. So that's gonna be it for this episode, I guess. Thanks for watching. As always, this is Aether Dragon, and hope to see you all next time. Bye.